The world of tuning is heating up. Time Attack is back at Circuit of the Americas for one of the sport's largest events in the world. All eyes were on the LYFE Motorsports Nissan GTR. Last seen at World Time Attack Challenge, Cole was back at COTA with the 1100 horsepower R35 to reclaim the Time Attack record. Twin-turbo Corvette driver Ferras Khartoumi set the record of 2:03.8 last year and had since paid Australia and Japan a visit. With his car not due to arrive back in time for Superlap, he began building a second Corvette, hoping to defend his title. A new entry to Unlimited class at Super Lap Battle was Eric Fleming. Known for setting limited class records in his naturally aspirated Z06 Corvette, Eric can now access around 800 horsepower at the wheel. The sequential actuation was now moved to paddles over the old lever, and the tyre upgraded from the 200 treadwear limited class spec to Michelin slicks. Previously, the car was fitted with off-the-shelf aero bits. The move to Unlimited meant more downforce was in order, with a Zebulon-designed splitter, full flat bottom floor, diffuser and wing. This year's limited class saw a swarm of Porsches sign up to compete. Joining the fray was previous street class record setter Jackie Ding in his BMW M2. Another fan favourite was the Honda, well known for its appearance in Gran Turismo 7, the Garage RCR Civic. Whether it's supercars or highly strung Hondas, limited class showcases a variety of track weapons. Street class saw an unprecedented amount of Toyota Supras this year, making up almost half of the entire field. This begged the question, how many of these BMW-powered machines would realise champagne dreams? In Enthusiast Class, record holder Jonathan Wheeler was back in his TRP Racing 370Z. Robert Rushton in the Red Dragon Racing Civic Type R had previously been right on his tail at Global Time Attack Road Atlanta and would bring the pressure on. Say hello to the GTX Class. The event organisers did away with the old Pro Comp class that had once accommodated for non-Time Attack builds and have replaced it with GTX and Max Effort. Just as they sound, GTX is a class for factory race bred machines. Anything from GT3s, special track variants, and LMP cars can find a home here. Circuit of the Americas is a perfect playground for these race cars to free from their typical BOP constraints if they so choose, and put on a show. Especially when pro drivers Tanner Foust and McLaren factory driver Rob Bell get behind the wheel. Max Effort is a class for builds that go beyond traditional Time Attack rule sets. These cars could not fit in Unlimited for one reason or another, and is a class popular with space frame tube chassis cars. The Pikes Peak Hill Climb Dussault Designs Camaro put in a 2:08, already besting their fastest time from last year. LYFE Motorsports' Cole Powelson also started the weekend off on a high note, breaking the overall Time Attack record on the very first hot lap. Gabe Zamora took the lead in limited class with a 2:15.9 in the Winners Circle 911 GT3 RS. After GridLife Touring Cup took to the track, it was back to breaking records. Enthusiast Class defending champ Jonathan Wheeler in the Nissan 370Z reset his class record with a 2:26.2. Street class saw Kyle Macchiao take the lead in the Supra, with Thomas Smith close behind in his Subaru, but unfortunately encountering a catastrophic engine failure during this second session. Cole Powelson went back out in the LYFE GTR and managed to lap a 2:02.538.
We're back here at COTA, coming off a very successful World Time Attack Challenge event probably 6 months ago or so. Car was in a shipping container for a while. We took the transmission out, repaired that, and brought it out to run COTA again. Not a lot of changes other than a rear wing and a fresh wrap, but we're able to find a little bit more time. So I'm driving a little bit better, pulling data every single session. We have a little bit more boost to put at it. We're done for today. Conditions aren't in our favor, but we're gonna hit it tomorrow morning. We have 2 sets of new Yokohama tires for the 2 morning sessions and try to make one of those flyers stick. A 201's looking pretty likely if the stars align. The elusive sub 2. It's going to be really hard. It's possible, but I would need a pretty much perfect event to try to make that happen this round. So we've learned a lot. We've gone fast. We currently have that record. Anything can happen between now and the end of the day tomorrow. So hopefully we make it stick and then come back next year harder than ever.
Enjoying the Time Attack coverage? Make sure to support us by hitting subscribe. Also, check out our Time Attack News bonus channel, where we share raw footage of these amazing builds in action.
We are out here with Super Lap Battle today in my 2006 Corvette Z06. G-Speed designed, engineered, and built this entire car at this point. Without them, I wouldn't be out here turning laps. Yesterday, we blew up a diff. They sent one down from the shop, replaced it, spent all night working on the car. This morning, we had issues. The car wouldn't shift. They were here to fix it, got me the parts, got me back on track. We are turning a 205.4 right now, which is incredible in a naturally aspirated car. We have cars making 400, 500, 600 horsepower more than this that are right there in the ballpark. The data shows we have more in it. We're going to put a softer tire on and go out. I think we have more in it. It's incredible. I'm excited to be here. The laps are, I couldn't ask for more, to be honest. If we ended right now, it's a win.
Eric Fleming continued to chip away at time and was able to improve to a 2:04 by the day's end. Sunday morning saw the sub-2 barrier broken by Mark Austin and Scott Andrews in the Mad Joker Racing AMG GT3. Super Lap fans might remember the Mad Joker team from the year prior, when they also bought an LS7 swapped Porsche 911 that competed in Unlimited. This early morning session, they set a blazingly fast 159.8 to lead the GTX Class. This lead was short-lived, however, as McLaren factory driver Rob Bell followed up with a 159.5 in the Rafa Racing McLaren 720S GT3X.
Foust out here at the Super Lap Battle. It's been a great weekend. You know, I'm driving the Rafa Racing Club 992 Carrera Cup car. This is a new car to me, first time driving it, new track to me. I've been out here for X Games, but I've never driven the road course like this, and new tires to me, driving some Yokohama slicks. I've competed in some of the first time attacks in the country back when it was Super Street Magazine in California. I followed time attack for a long time. I know it's really about street cars, but it's great that these guys allow for the Super Lap Battle some race cars to come out. Even though we can't modify them and tune them much, they still get a chance to show some of the teams that are tuning expert shops, like amazing shops, can come and see what factory tuning or racing is really all about. So I love the interaction between the street car world and the race car world, and love learning tracks and getting my times as fast as they can be.
The competition in limited class was tight and would shift throughout the day. The morning saw Gabe Zamora run his best time of the weekend yet with a 2:15.6. Gary Wong in the Elite Performance Supra did a 2:15.83, and Brad Perkins in the Chicane Motorsport M3 a 2:15.84. Within a second of this pack was Jackie Ding in the BMW M2, and the Grassroots Racing Ferrari SF90 and Audi R8. Eric Fleming went back out this morning pushing even harder and almost reset the rear-wheel drive record in the process. Eric accomplished a 2:03.853 in the Unlimited Class Z06 Corvette, only 3,000th off last year's record set by Ferris Khartoumi. Ferris would manage to make it out to the event with the new car, but with no real testing or sleep had, was unable to give it a go. A first for the event, Jensen Little in the Norma M30 broke into the 158s. Also pushing deeper in GTX class was Rob Bell in the Rafa Racing McLaren with a 159.1. Super Lap Battle features a fan pit walk, with this year's event featuring a special Great Inflatable Race for Autism Speaks. After meeting the fans, it was back to business, especially for Jonathan Wheeler, who once again reset the Enthusiast Class record, now with a 225.9. That same session would see Limited Class get a new leader, with the Grassroots Racing SF90 lapping a 214.4. As the day came to an end, we caught up with Limited Class driver Brad Perkins, who put forth a promising performance in the M3.
So after hitting a 216, we come into today. After the first session, we were sitting third or fourth, but first to fifth was 0.6 of a second. It was tight. Going into the last session, we knew we just had to send it. Cloud cover came in, so the conditions were a little bit better, and we went out and ran a 16.2. We needed a 15.6. Came in, car was 200 degrees, water temp. We parked it on hot pits, put the fans on it, kind of chatted, and decided to just, let's go. We got one more lap, let's see what we can do. And put it together, ran a 15.2. Ended up finishing second, and yeah, it was hard fought.
Third place with his R-Speed Motorsport Porsche 911 Turbo with a 213.943, Mr. Eric Sutton. In second place, but first in everyone's hearts, with a 203.853, Fleming Racing, Mr. Eric Fleming in his Corvette Z06. And in first place, with the fastest overall production time attack car, the class overall record, and the unlimited all-wheel drive record, with a 202.538, Mr. Cole Powson! So in Enthusiast Class, in third place, Mr. Steve Wynn. In second place, Mr. Robert Rushton. And resetting the class overall, resetting the rear-wheel drive record with a 225.907, Mr. Jonathan Wheeler. In street class, third place, it is Thomas Smith Racing, Subaru WRX STI, Mr. Thomas Smith. Second place, Pursuit Motorsports, Toyota Supra GR, Mr. Turner Dobbins. And in first place, it is Kyle McHugh Racing, Toyota Supra, with a 217.126, Mr. Kyle McHugh. In third place, Mr. Mark Austin and Scott Andrews with their Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 Mad Joker Racing. Second place, in the Rafa Racing Club McLaren 720 GTX3, Mr. Rob Bell. And someone who's been competing with us since year one, came in this Norma chassis, Mr. Jensen Little with a 158.868 prototemp, fastest time of the event.
Thanks for watching, and before you go, make sure to subscribe to receive the latest Time Attack features. Time Attack News with parent channel Car Plus Tuner travel the world to bring you the best of motorsport and tuning.